The type style in the memo looks like it was produced on a computer, not a 70s, not on a computer, on a 70s typewriter. What they have is these two spots that I guess that one with the little apostrophe and the TH that they didn't use on computer, that they only can come from a computer. So what do we think about this? Anybody?
Democrats are so bad at playing dirty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, come on, let's look at the facts. Of course it's a hoax, Colin. I mean, let's just look at what we do know. Bush is a privileged kid. His dad gets him into Yale. His dad, friends, gets him in the Air National Guard, right? He doesn't show up for duty. So this makes no sense whatsoever. I mean, clearly. I mean, it's just another Democratic hoax like global warming, stem cell research.
So,
you know.
So what's the big deal? Is it because it says that he was a bad pilot? Like, what does it matter if you're a bad pilot to be the president? Isn't that more of a qualification for a terrorist? I mean...
Exactly.
I mean, they're the ones that shouldn't, you know...
It's clear they're hoaxes. That's what's really... I mean, everyone knows what went on with Bush. He obviously got out of it. He used his connections to get out of serving in Vietnam. But this thing is crazy. They're hoaxes. They're fake memos. There's no question they're fake. I mean, there's 3 giant memos written by this guy from Texas, and there's not one time does he use the word coon.
And you know what? I have to say, that's a good point.
It is.
And I have to
My
say,
mother's maiden name.
I was a little suspicious too when I read it, and I saw that it was signed Epstein's mother.
How would you know that joke? You're too young. Was it on Nick
I
at
wish
Night?
I was too young.
Ow.
Ow. All right? You okay?
I hit myself.
You need some...
Okay. According to a story in the Wall Street Journal, many fathers feel uncomfortable showing physical attention towards their daughters now. I know I didn't say affection, I said attention, but the media's, they're saying, because, you know, they're so afraid of being called pedophiles, and like in divorce cases, the mother, like Woody Allen, all these women are going to say, oh, he's a molester, which, you know, so that's why they're saying they don't like to hug their daughters. What do you think?
Molester? Attention.
Molester. Yeah, he's a
Well, I'm just glad that they aren't casting the spotlight on mothers and sons, because I grew up in an all-male family, well, except for my mother. And when I turned, my brother and I, who were a year younger, we turned into puberty. My mom started running around the house in bra and panties constantly. And she would ask us to dress her before she would go out at night. I shouldn't probably be telling this, but they don't show this show in Canada.
This is actually going to be, this sounds like a serial killer's confession.
No, we would always dress her. And so, but my straight brothers would do the bra up, and my gay brother and I would always choose the jewelry for her. That's sweet.
That was very sweet.
My wife's in her late 20s and still sits on her dad's lap. Well, it's awkward, but what do? You say something? You know, the only concession I have is she calls me daddy. So, but the truth of the matter is, if there's a lot of sexual tension between a father and a daughter, I think they should go ahead and act on it. Because, no, just because sometimes it disarms it, it'll make it a little more comfortable.
Right.
You're like, wow, I'm glad we got past that.
Out of the
now
way.
we can be friends.
Demystifies it.
Demystifies it, yeah.
Yes.
Well, you know what?
Reclaiming incest.
The whole thing is sad. It's a sad story, you know.
Is that why you had 3 boys? Because you're afraid of that happening?
And you know what? I hug my kids a lot. I'm always hugging my kids. It's mostly just because I want to keep a body between me and my wife.
Yeah.
You know, it's like a human shield. It's like a bunch of little human shields.
You don't want to choke her,
Yeah.
You know what? It's like, I think girls should stop thinking of it as losing a hug from dad as much as gaining a high five. You know, my dad high fives me, and that's an intimate thing. But he does hug me. I mean,
He's like, honey, I love you.
Yeah.
Well, they say.
So you're going to say, what does he say to you?
He still hugs me. He hugs the life out of me. And I think one time I saw him stare at my tits. So I mean, it's still.
Well, there was that one woman that was quoted in the article that said that when she started sprouting large breasts, her father wouldn't hug her anymore, and she still feels abandonment issues. And you wonder, like, what a girl with giant breasts with daddy issues might end up doing for a living.
Yeah.
He's got a point.
Support herself.
There's no work out there.
That's how God makes whores.
What about this nonsense?
That's one of the ways.
A recent study in England found 50% of British fathers refuse to get up or pretend to be asleep when their babies cry in the middle of the night. Let's start with Greg, your father. What percentage would you say you get up?
Well, there's a real answer and the funny answer.
No, give us the
real answer is I wake up every night for the night feedings, or I stay up and do the night feeding.
Right.
But you know what? It's not. Women are better at waking up in the middle of the night and dealing with kids. As a man, you know, you get up, you got that boner going. You know what? You wake up, you get the. You wake up. It's just not right. right to go picking up a baby. It seems wrong, you know?
Really? How about a real answer from your wife? We called Greg's wife.
What?
What?
I thought it was going to come up on the screen. Well, anyway, she said you get up 10% of the time. You selfish bastard. But she also
That's a blatant
said...
lie.
Shut up. She also said... It's a lie. Shut up. She also said that you do the night feed, so it really wasn't funny.
But wait, how do
I
you...
do the night feed.
That's because you're lactating.
I do the night
No,
feed.
she said you stay up all night, so it doesn't count.
I do the night feed.
She was
but then I only
defending
get a-
you son of a bitch.
Yeah, I do the night.
But wait, how much...
When else am I supposed
She
to wake up?
defended you.
How much... Well, let's be honest. How much milk can he produce?
Exactly.
You'd be surprised.
That is the point. I
You
mean,
should blot a little.
I tried.
You're leaking.
Oh, Lord.
Let the girls.
Whenever we talk about the babies.
Let the girls talk. Go ahead.
I was going to say it is true. It's like, you know, it's a strong allegation against these British guys, but I mean, most women breastfeed. You know, I'm sure that if babies got fed by sucking on a penis, men would absolutely get it.
Yes. But that's true. But you know what, though, Sarah? But babies would never be weaned. Back to bed.
Tough Crowd wants your input as part of Comedy Central's Indecision coverage. Tough Crowd and Singular Wireless want you to choose a topic to be discussed on Wednesday's show. Here are your choices. A, who's more whipped, Bush or Kerry? B, why don't more people vote? Or C, Bush or Kerry, who's better for comedy? Singular Wireless customers text message your choice of A, B, or C to number 8833. That's 8833. Everybody else, just go to ComedyCentral.com. Tune in to Tough Crowd Wednesday. We'll discuss the topic that gets the most votes. Okay, we gave each of our panels, I said palins, a different magazine to read. So let's start reviewing them. Mark, you got the magazine, teen magazine, Bop.
Yeah,
Tell us about that.
Yeah,
is that named after the great song by the, Bop, by those little
I have
kids?
no idea, Colin. But I'll tell you one thing.
Dancing, right.
They ought to card people before you buy these. And if you're over 30 and male, should not be legal to buy this magazine. Because I'm on the train. Why'd you make me review this? I'm on the train with it. Look at it, Hillary Duff. All right, I'm like, but it's not bad that people are looking at me weird. I gotta go, huh? Look at that. Pretty good, right? So that's all I needed to be this age. Is
What about the other side?
I help you.
He's adorable.
I thought that was going to give us the old double punchline.
No, I don't like that.
Nothing. So, no.
No.
Scott says no, then it's
He
no.
always, no.
Who?
He's too young.
Oh, see, now this is what I learned about me. 16, definitely too young. 17, I don't know. But now I got this completely unhealthy Hillary Duff, obsession, right? And I'm looking through it, and it's like, wow, this is great. Hillary says, quote, usually people make comments about those they don't like instead of keeping it to themselves because they're insecure and it makes them feel better. She knows me.
Yeah.
You know? You know what I'm saying?
I always prefer Haley. She's got a sister, Haley. She's the one.
Oh, you know way more than I do, dude.
It's sad I haven't even read that, and I know that awful family.
And also, I mean, one thing I learned, which I think important, Mandy Moore did not have a nose job, so put that to rest, huh?
All right. So I didn't think she did. Sarah, your assignment was cat fancy. Sarah.
Oh, I want that.
I don't know why.
So obvious. Listen.
Listen.
I read it. I mean, I thought I'm not really even into cats, and I ended up really liking it. Like, there are articles that are really compelling, and some pictures of cats that are so cute, and it wasn't that bad. I mean, I feel like this is totally easy, but I also feel like it's expected to say that Cat Fancy is a really good magazine if you like pussies.
There we go.
Let me see that
You're
magazine.
welcome.
Good articles. Scott, you got the wrestling magazine, WWE SmackDown. How did it go, fella?
Actually, I got SmackDown. And I kind of liked it because, of course, I like big burly men, in little Speedos. But the thing I didn't like about it was that a lot of the men, they shave their whole bodies. And I like a hairy guy. I'm like into the bears. And I don't even like a woman to shave her mustache. One of the things I noticed was that they have big muscles, but they have little packages. And it made me think about whether it was because they take steroids and it's a choice, big muscles, little balls, or did the little package come first and that's why they got big. That's what I'm thinking.
Like big tires on their car.
Exactly.
You better watch out! What are you talking about? They'll yell at you. Greg, you were assigned Family Circle. What did you think?
Family Circle. You know, it actually, like Sarah, I was, this is a magazine for people that like pussy. No. I was also pleasantly surprised because, you know, it really captures the sort of what it's like to be a parent, the sort of paradox of, like, what it's like to have kids, because they give you pure joy and love while simultaneously ruining your life. And this really captures it. And it's got like an edgy, it's like an edgy take on parenting issues, like drop 5 pounds in 5 days, which is like a upbeat look at abortion, which I know, it seems wrong. I thought they'd be more conflicted about it, but it works.
A new system being tested at fast food restaurants called Hyperactive Bob, I don't know what it's called, uses cameras and computers to predict what customers will order based on what kind of car they drive up in. McProfiling. Okay, so do you guys want to go for the quick SUV strawberry shake? Yo, son, how come that's $179? Yo, why gotta be $2?
I don't know. I drive a Saturn. I don't know what that... I mean, I drive a Saturn, which is sort of a cult, so I'd probably be offered, like, Kool-Aid laced with cyanide.
It is kind of interesting, though, kind of, no?
I didn't have anything planned for this, and I was sure we wouldn't get to it,
Me
because it just
too.
seemed stupid. But then I thought if we definitely went to it, because it's called Hyperactive Bob.
Yeah.
I was going to say, I knew a hyperactive Bob, ha, 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 ha. And then I was going to go, he killed himself.
At
I'm glad you didn't do it.
At a McDonald's drive-thru.
Wow, this is a really
thanks.
upbeat way to end the segment, huh, Colin?
I don't know. I thought I was on the right track with the strawberry shizzle.
That was good, though. That was a
I know, but I figured we'd work off that. But, you know, there's no brothers on the show. I go, man, that's wrong. So, we'll be right back. Let's bring... What's the mic? Look at her laughing. Let's bring our first person out. You. Hey, you. Come here. This is Matt. Panel, you got 20 seconds to size him up. Dun, 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 dun. How you doing, man? Good. You ever hear this tune before?
Yep.
You look like you're into rock. You must know this stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Dun, 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 dun. The tough crowd, happy show. Okay, 20 seconds is up. Greg, start us off.
Your hometown is the state fair. Your job is your Ted Nugent's crossbow waxer. And an interesting fact is you know the lyrics to every Molly Hatchet song.
All right, Sarah.
You're clearly from Ashland, Oregon. You were a cook, but you're currently unemployed because your boss is totally lame. And you have diarrhea today.
All right. Scott.
Well, you're obviously from Regina, Saskatchewan. Your job is you're a hand model, which is why you're protecting them. And an interesting fact about you is that your farts don't light.
All right, Marc.
Like vampires.
All this poo-poo stuff. I thought you're from Santa Cruz. You're a methamphetamine chemist. And you've been up for 14 days straight.
All right, Marc. Matt, sorry. Matt, tell us, what's the real answer?
I'm from Glens Falls, New York. I'm a cook, and I make homemade porn.
Get out of here. All right, man. Thanks. Matt, all right, next up. Big Jeff. All right, here's Jeff. We'll try it again. 20 seconds on the clock. Okay. Oh, thank you. You're like David Wells with this thing. Okay. Oh, thanks.
Just bring a modern version of that back.
Yeah, what are we going to do? We got to go deal with... God knows what legalities. Not to mention looking at our awful souls. Dun, 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 Okay, let's see what you got. I see it, man. Marc Maron.
Oh, I'm going first? All right, I said you're from Skokie, Illinois. You're a bouncer at a leather bar. And right now you're wearing a spandex unitard.
All right. Scott!
You're obviously from San Francisco. You're a bikini waxer. And an interesting fact about you is that both of your eyes are glass.
All right, Sarah.
That's interesting. I had that you are from Ann Arbor, Michigan.
Oh.
You're a computer software engineer. And I think that you're married but gay on the down low.
Okay. Mr. Greg Giraldo.
Your hometown is Topeka. Your job is that you're a Rob Reiner impersonator. And the interesting fact is that you wax your head twice daily. Wax? Is that right?
You know, Jeff, tell us what's the truth.
I'm actually from Morehead City, North Carolina. I'm an IT project manager, close, and I like pedicures.
Thank you very much, Jeff. Thank you very much. Thanks to our volunteers, Jeff and Matt. We'll be right back. Tom, tell us, what it would be called, and give us a brief description. Sarah Silverman.
This is for Scott.
Okay.
It's called Poop Shoot. And Scott plays a big city photographer who works at a major magazine in Washington, D.C. It takes place in the political arena, but it also focuses on his relationship with his half-sister, who's a quadriplegic. Oh! And he takes it in the pooper. Get it?
All right. Scott Thompson for Sarah.
Well, in my show for Sarah, it's not a sitcom because I wanted Sarah to be an hour-long drama because the sitcom is a dying form. I didn't want your show to be canceled. But in my show, am I in the wrong one? She's the first female mohel in the history of Judaism. In the pilot, Sarah accidentally cuts off a baby's penis. 13 years later, the boy, who's been raised as a girl, is informed that she was born male. Deciding to seek revenge, she confronts Sarah. But ironically, they fall madly in love and go on the lam. It all ends at a gay pride parade as they lead a group of on bikes over a cliff. It's Cutter's Way meets Thelma and Louise. I call it Moela.
All right. Marc Maron.
All right. Tune in tonight as we find Greg once again returning from a road gig to the wife and 3 kids after losing yet another battle with his demons. Watch as his family gives him the 3rd degree. What do you mean you lost $2,000 at the table? And who the hell is Brandy? And why is she calling our house? Why does Daddy smell like that stuff you clean my scrapes with? Mom, Daddy, and the baby just spit up at the same time. That's tonight on Hitting Bottom with Greg Giraldo.
Okay. And Greg Giraldo.
And, Marc will play a guy who, despite being too self-absorbed to be truly interested in the news, becomes the morning host on a liberal radio network. The real Marc will be surrounded by a cast of computer-generated Marcs, enabling Marc to engage in his ultimate fantasy, talking to himself about himself. The show will be called, That Was Funny, right? Did you listen this morning? That was funny, right?
That is the show. Good night.
Now that was a very good show tonight, don't you think?
I think they're all good.
Yeah, tonight seemed especially positive. The vibe seemed great out there. What was it like inside your head?
During the show?
Yeah, what goes on in there?
I don't know. I'll have to think back on that. That's kind of a surprise question. There's sort of a robotic, like, you know, like a smiling hooker when she's getting banged and she